tell you that I would like to tell you a word of encouragement. That please just wake up in the morning, try as hard as you can. God is with you, and I know that God will be able to help you even to exceed in your daily activities. Okay, without wasting any further time, let us dwell in our topic of today. Remember, on each and every Friday, we usually talk about the relationship talk. We usually have our show about the relationship talk. But then, due to some circumstances, I said, what if we try and convert that conversation into Kiswahili? Na ndio maana nikakuja jina la doa la mapenzi. As usual, doa la mapenzi, it means that we try to find the mistakes where are there in our relationships or in our love life. So today I'm going to talk about knowing the red flags. Knowing when it's the right time to walk away from a toxic relationship. And what do I mean when I say a toxic relationship? So a toxic relationship is the type of relationship in which maybe you don't find the peace of mind. Be it the peace of mind, you don't find the love that was there initially. You find like it has depleted or it has reduced in a certain amount. It's like you are just there to be seen. You are not there, like you're just there to be seen, and you're not there to be heard or even to provide the emotional support which you had initially. Okay, and so let's delve in into this topic. So when is the right time for a person to walk away? Remember, walking away from a toxic relationship, it does not have to be impulsive. It does not have to be like a dramatic. It's just a matter of you sitting down and then with your partner, and then you just decide, like, you try and just you talk and discuss, and then you just decide, okay, this relationship is not working anymore. You're just being honest with your partner. Okay, so what is the condition, what are the situations in which a person can decide to walk away from a toxic relationship? Number one, when there is no emotional safety. Your emotional safety is gone. What do I mean? Remember, initially this person or your lover was the person who was your first was the you are like, he was really that person who will provide for you your emotional support when you had trouble, for example, when you're emotionally disturbed, or even when you undergone some issues. Remember, your partner was the first person whom you will talk to, tell her, babies, like this and this, I'm not feeling well, today at the work or at my workplace, I had this, I had undergone a stress, I had a quarrel with my boss or with my colleague. And then your babe or even your lover or even your wife, in other sense, will provide you that emotional support which you needed. Okay, but remember, when already there's no that emotional support, and remember, love, the biggest thing that grounds love is the emotions. It's the emotions which has bounded the two people. It has brought together, it has bring together these two people. But when there is no that emotional safety is gone, you see that person, like, there's no, it's like you live in a place where you feel you are suffocated. You understand? And I think you can all agree with me, is that a place where you feel suffocated, you will not find peace. A place where you feel suffocated, you will not be able, like, to live your life peacefully, or even to be able to be normal, or to perform, or even to behave in the normal way of life. Okay, or even in the normal way of which you used to behave. So another one is that when the emotional support is gone, remember, you are constantly bracing for disappointment. What do I mean? What do I mean when I say this? Remember, when already that person, when that emotional safety is gone, so it feels like this person, each and every time you see, like, maybe your lover tells you something, or even he or she does something, you just feel offended. You just feel offended. You just feel like you're disappointed in such kind of a way. You understand that? So the whole issue, the whole margin, the whole anagram of this, what I'm trying to talk is that when sometimes on the emotional part, when the emotional safety is gone, remember that relationship at a higher percentage, or that relationship, it's like it has just failed away. Okay, so another sign, another occasion in which a person can decide to walk away from a toxic relationship, or a relationship for that matter, is that when the relationship costs you your self-respect. What do I mean? So most of the time, remember, not only does your lover or even your significant other provide that emotional safety, but also she or he is the person who makes you believe in yourself. Remember, when a person loves you, you have that courage. You have that courage to stand in front of people and even say, this is my wife, I'm very proud of my wife, or she is my love, I'm very proud of her, she is such a wonderful human being, she is such a wonderful, maybe she is such a wonderful mom, she does this and this. And you have that courage of even standing in front of people and even stand for your wife, maybe when there's an issue of argument, or even when there's a sign of inequality, or even when there's a sign of maybe discrimination. So you'll be able to stand firm and you stand and support your wife. But then again, this self-respect sometimes in so many relationships, this you find that the relationship is really working very well initially, but then at some time you find that you live, you be in a point whereby you have to sacrifice your self-respect, of which that is not. So when the self-respect is gone, you feel smaller, less confident, or even emotionally exhausted. Let's say, for example, what do I mean when I say this? Let's say you are trying, maybe trying to talk, to have a conversation with your partner, and then your partner is like he or she's like controlling that conversation, like your partner does not provide you a space for you to communicate, for you to say what is bothering you, or even for you to air out your point, or even to give your own point of view. So at that situation, you feel like you are small, like you feel like you have lost your confidence, you understand that? And there's no remember, when you feel like when you lose your confidence or even a self-respect, remember that person, you will not be able to thrive well in that relationship. So another one, when you lose your self-respect, it means that you are betraying your own values. Remember, there are certain values which you are taught, while you are growing up by your parents, or even by your society at large. But then again, there are certain values which you and your husband, or you and the significant others, you build, or even you set, or you come up while you are in that relationship. But then again, when you feel like it's like those relationships, I'm going against these values, that person will feel like it's like she or he will feel guilty, you understand that? And so they will, each and every time, they will start questioning themselves, like, what am I doing, am I doing the right thing, you understand that? So when that relationship, like it's actually like as a burden, that person will not be able to thrive well. That person will feel like I'm not needed in this relationship. So what do I do? The best way to do is for me to walk away. So another way, or another situation in which a person can walk out of a toxic relationship or a relationship, is that when the effort is one-sided. What do I mean? So sometimes you find that when two people come together, and this, let me talk about people who are the couples. Okay, when you and your significant others, for example, when you try to live together, or when you try to come together, remember, your goal is that each and one of you, maybe you have that dream of maybe one day we will get married, you'll become my wife, I'll become your husband, you understand? But then remember, you come together, and then you start like sharing the maybe the roles. There are certain roles which you share, and also there are certain bills in the house which you're supposed to share. But then and then, so when, for example, initially you are maybe in the part of paying the bills. Initially, maybe you will pay maybe the man will pay for the electricity and water. Then the wife maybe will try as much as possible, maybe to pay the rent. You understand? Maybe to help the husband. But then again, and then as the relationship goes on, you feel like it's like I want, what partner feels like, I'm doing all this alone. You understand that? And then another one is also another point, another reason, another way in which a partner might feel like the effort is one-sided, is that when you're always on the one repairing, explaining, and forgiving. So what do I mean? For example, let's say your partner has maybe made a mistake, and sometimes most of these mistakes are being caused by due to a small misunderstanding. So let's say, for example, your partner has made a mistake. Instead of that partner maybe to try and tell you, okay, babe, it's like this, I'm sorry, I did this, that partner, it's like they don't want, unajua Kiswahili anasema hawataki kushuka chini, yani their ego is iko too on a high level. They don't want people to try and try to act as an emotional support. They try and say, okay, babe, I'm sorry, it's this and this and this and that and this. And maybe when you have quarrels in your relationship, you are the one who is always in constant trying to make that relationship, to repair that relationship for it to work, So most of the time, a person will feel it's like I'm the only one who's putting a lot of effort for this relationship to work, while my other partner is like he's not putting that effort which is needed. Okay, so as I think as couples, as people who have really decided to come into a relationship, or people who have decided like let's make this relationship work, I think it's very 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 important for them to act as emotional support together, and also they also try to come up with a good communication, not just a communication in which people just talk randomly. No. You talk in a relationship, a proper communication in which you and your partner try to understand each and every person, from each and every individual side of view. You try and understand, okay, when I do this, when I make this mistake, my partner does not like it, okay? Or when I do this, or when I say this, my partner does not like it. Or when I try to use this maybe way of communicating to my partner, she or he does not like it. So you try to act as emotional support, and also you don't just feel like a burden. Don't let your partner feel like a burden. Don't let your partner start to questioning himself or herself that why am I even in this relationship? Why am I in this relationship when it's not working? Why am I the one who's always putting a lot of effort in this relationship? Well, the other person is like she's just there, he's just there while he's not putting the hard work, even the effort for it. So another one is also another situation in which a person might decide to walk away from a relationship, from a toxic relationship, is when you're staying out of fear and not of love. What do I mean? For example, take this example. Society has always given different roles, and so there's a way society is expected for you to behave, even for you to even try and even act when you are in a relationship. Remember, when two people come together, or when two people get married, remember, these are people who come from different backgrounds. So these are two families which have come together and they've decided, okay, we want our daughter to be married to your son. So these are the two different families with different values who have come together, and they have decided to live like one family. So most of the time we find that let's say, for example, a wife does not have job. Okay, she's not employed, but the husband, she's the one who is the breadwinner of the family. So most of the time we find that that husband exploits or even beats his wife. But you find that the wife she's not in a position to go away or even to say anything. Why? Because she is afraid. She's afraid of how the society will view her. And the second one, she's afraid that what if I walk away from this relationship? How will my children live? How will I be able to provide for my children? You understand? Or even how will I be able to go and explain the whole situation to my parents? You understand? Already, when a girl is married, she goes away and to start a life with her husband. There's a way in which it's like that family, already when that girl is being married to maybe in that village, in that community, there's a way in which like that family is like there's a prestige in it. Ni kama hiyo familia imeweza kupata, like there's a certain level in which that family is going to be viewed. It's like this family is such a great family. They had educated their daughter very well. That's why she has been able to find that good husband. So that family will have that prestige. But then now, so when you try, maybe when a girl when a woman decides to walk away from that relationship, remember already there is that question, there's that guilty. What if I go? Remember when wakati ulikuwa unapeana, when you are moving away, when you are going to your husband's house, a lot of community members came. They danced, they socialized, and they said, we have really blessed this union. But now you want again to come, to return to your parents. You feel that how will this community view me? Will they see me as a barren child? Will they see me as a shameful girl? There's that what if view, which most of the girls, most of women, they fear, like, how will all these things turn out? So to our viewers, to our viewers who are watching us, welcome. This is Gwira podcast, and I was discussing the issues, the situation in which it's the right time for you to know when it's the right time for you to walk away from that toxic relationship. Thank you very much. I've been your host, Patience Manga Maramba. Till again, let's meet again next week. and I would like to wish you a very happy weekend. The weekend is starting. Thank you very much.